Questions? We got people with a mic?
First of all, thank you. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm happy to be here in order to finally meet you in person. And I hope that when you become governor that you will extend these town hall meetings to into the future, and also have appointments so people can meet you, because I've had a request to meet Carl Levin for 2 years, and apparently he doesn't think that it's important enough to meet his constituents. So I'm offering that to you. But my question to you is this. Several years ago when England was governor, he signed contracts with the Indian reservations over those casinos. Those contracts are coming up. He also did not try to negotiate with them to get a bigger slice of the pie on the money issue, whereas other states now have bigger slices of that pie. Is that something that you're going to look into?
Yeah, well, I appreciate all your comments in terms of looking at that. First of all, the town halls are great. I love them. And I can't remember, we're like at 65 or 66.
I was involved in it.
Oh, good. Well, you're a recurring customer. So part of this is a great way to have a dialogue with real people having real questions. So that's great. On your specific question about the casinos, the compacts, a number of them come up in a couple of years. And the positive part is I can actually tell you the Native American community has actually been proactive to say they want to positively renegotiate and be constructive and try to be constructive about helping the state of Michigan. So I think there's a good opportunity, and that's something that we clearly will do in good partnership of working out good relations with that community also.
Well, I really don't have a question. I just have a comment. When I graduated from college, my first job was at Cooper's and Library.
Why don't you, what am I doing wrong? You don't want recording?
You were in the tax department.
I'm not going to see.
Sometimes what Cooper's would do
I'm
is
not doing anything wrong.
staff was unassigned, we either would have members of the pulpit to learn how to use a calculator, or we would be assigned to the tax department to help them during tax season. And it's been since 1984 when that happened, but all these years, I still remember you, Mr. Snyder, for how nice you were. To us audit staff, because I'm sure we really weren't a help to you, especially since the next day we'd be assigned to a client. But you just took the time when we had questions to really answer it, and I do remember that when I was on the audit staff, whenever there was a tax issue, Mr. Snyder's name always came up to be the go-to person to ask. So he was well-respected, well-liked, intelligent back then, and I've worked with a lot of people since then, but I do always remember you, and that just goes to character, and I just wanted to comment.
Oh.
I had a question about, your ideas are really good. My question is, the legislature seems to be a little prickly, and they don't share your values about nonpartisanship, etc. What strategies are you going to use to work with the legislative body?
Yeah, in terms of working with the legislature, we're having sound issues today, so sorry about that. I go from very quiet to being the voice across. So, in terms of working with the legislature, we need to keep in mind the average legislator is a good, well-intentioned person. They work really hard to get there. They want to make the state a better place. The challenge is they've come into a broken culture. And the other thing to remember is if you have a situation where people come together without a vision or a plan or direction, if you took 148 people and put them all together and had a situation like that, they're going to have a tough time coming up with great solutions without some leadership. So one of the things I view is I want to create a positive path to success for people. And how do you do that? Well, I'm showing up with a vision. I've got a plan. I've got an attitude of action that's all based on the premise, instead of going to the polarizing extremes where nothing's gotten done, there's been multiple plans and reports, all this good thought about common sense, overlapping solutions that we pretty much all agree on. And my view is, let's advance what we agree on. And the other part that I want to bring with that is an attitude where I don't care about credit. The way I view it is, I'm not taking this job for my resume. I want to create an environment where any legislator that's part of that solution, regardless of their party, can go back and claim credit. for reinventing Michigan. Because the way I view it, the more people claiming credit, the more we got done. And that's kind of the cultural attitude we need to get to in this state.
Do you support the Children's Safe Product Act?
The Children's Safe Product Act. I'm not sure with all the details of that. In terms of child safety, again, that's obviously a priority that the state needs to work on in terms of taking care of its kids, in terms of safe products and such. But I'd be happy to go and try to talk to you offline about what your specifics are in that app that you want to highlight.
After you're elected, do you think you could have a state fair again?
Yeah, the question of the state fair. Well, it's interesting. If you look at the UP people, what they did is they went and did a public-private partnership. And they had a great state fair for the UP, and they're planning on doing it next year in a bigger, better way. So in terms of doing it the old way we always did it, I think that would be a challenge. But let's take a new attitude to say, can we do a public-private partnership of getting people to come together and doing it in a sound fashion where there's good economics, but a great opportunity for us to share success. Because one of the things, we don't actually market the cool things we have in our communities that well. I mean, things like Dream Cruise, all the wonderful things we have going on are just such fabulous events. So how do we make the state fair into something special like that again, or create a new opportunity with new innovation?
Hi, Rick. I work for the Michigan Association of CPAs part-time. I know you know who they are.
I'm one of them.
Anyway, I want to thank you for standing up for life, for standing up for the unborn, and be proud when you do that. Thank you.
I'm very, very proud of you, and you are the best leader that cares about all families that need jobs presently and for the future. And Michigan, the auto capital of the world, must rebuild our image that was lost. And you are the man that I believe as a Republican for years, and also a Ukrainian American. You are our pride and joy. And you're going to be in office for a long time because I believe we in Michigan all care, and America cares about leaders like you. So keep up your strong will and your determination to do your very best as you always do. We look forward to see you being elected, and we look forward to you leading Michigan to its very best. God bless you.
For being a very strong and moderate person who's not willing to shout things or be like kind of insane in campaigns, mentioning that they're not a witch or something. But the thing I wanted to ask you about are about innovative ideas, and one of them was whether or not you would restore fully the Promise Scholarship that many students are desperately needing, and the other ones were what you would do to help expand many ideas on transportation and transit within the state. And lastly, whether or not you would support an idea for bringing, like not within the next 10 years, probably the next 15 or 20 years, whether or not you'd bring things like the World Expo or the 2024 Summer Olympics to Detroit.
Oh, you got a lot of things there. Yeah. So, in terms of a lot of things you said is we need to create opportunities, and we should be looking out about bringing new ideas and innovation here. And it's about getting new ideas in front of people, and that's all kinds of business ideas. So the idea about keeping young people here and creating ideas, we do need to focus on that. And I'm proud to say I've got a track record of being an idea person. That's what I've been doing the last dozen years in terms of creating things in our state. About transit and such, there's a couple of issues. We need to finally get this regional transportation thing resolved in this area. I mean, how many years have we heard about one bus line in the city and one in the region? And it's finally time to get the issue